I'm TarotOracle and the Wizard's Tarot, shipped from Llewellyn about a few days ago, a week ago, something like that. Anyway, it's not out on Amazon quite yet, but it is Barbara Moore with Mike Jensen's. Very good artwork. Very, very nice artwork. Barbara really knows how to sort of pair up with the artists to get things done. And it looks great. Looks great. Very nice hard box. And it looks like it's going to be a magnetic seal box as well, which are always cool. But yeah, brand new release, and I'm all excited. I've been hyped about this for a while, as well as Barbara Moore's pairing with Ciro Marchetti to come up with a borderless Ciro deck. I'm excited about that as well. So this was $30, but they did have a 30% off sale, which I got. So the 30% off sale really made the difference. Look at that. Nice magnetic. Wow. Look at the presentation. The presentation is top notch here. Absolutely top notch. Graphics look great too. Book is very beefsteak thick. And the book is full color as well. Look at this. Look at this. We'll be going through the book in detail here in a minute. But yeah, it does have, let's see, how many clock pages? 235 pages of book that you get with this. So this is the no-brainer purchase if you want value for your money by far. Look at that. They even put graphics on the bottom of where you pick out the cards from. How cool is that? So yeah, presentation, top notch, top notch. They really know how to do a good presentation at Llewellyn. You do see a lot of that coming out of there. So a lot of money obviously went into producing this, and I hope they sell a gazillion of these because yeah, this is very attractive so far. So let's get the deck open here and find out how this looks as far as the cards are concerned. So here we got the back. I like the dragon theme on the back. That does look very attractive. Let's find out what the cards look like. Pretty traditional, pretty standard here. Let's pause and zoom in. Here we go. Up close and personal to the Wizard's Tarot. How attractive is that? The Fool. That's very interesting. I'm not sure what, is that a cloth or what's going on? There are things falling. We do have some hesitation. I like that sort of internal meaning, or the interpretation could mean that we're sort of hesitating on our journey across there. By the way, cardstock is, that's nice. That's some nice cardstock. Look at that. It doesn't even move. Look at the snapback on that. Very nice. Very glossy as well. Very great presentation. Very colorful. If you see this in person, very colorful. So the Fool. I'm hesitating. I'm not sure if I want to leap off of there quite yet. This is a hesitation for me. The Magician really has it going on there. Really has it going on there. Hovering stuff really has that magical feel with the Magician. I like that they have, I like sort of the symbolism within that. Not really sure what's going on with the outfit. The snake is wrapped around quite tight there, I think. High Priestess, the two pillars. Pretty standard High Priestess. Don't see a lot of going on there. The Empress. Look how comfortable the Empress is. Has the cat. Yeah, look how comfortable she is against that backdrop and everything. That's very attractive. Very attractive. The Emperor. A lot of fire. Look at that fire elements within here. A lot of fire. Has sort of that glow. Has a bit of that glow going on there as well. The Hierophant, how interesting of an interpretation is that? Look at that. So the Hierophant as the teacher in wizard school, obviously the Wizard's Tarot. Very interesting. So the Lovers do have the pentacle up top there, and we have two pillars. One is sort of the fire element that is wrapped around the guy, and then the green is sort of the growth of the woman. Very interesting there. Now the Chariot, coming out of the gate with the Chariot being drawn in by dragons, but not moving. And very, very excitable person there in the Chariot, riding the Chariot. Strength, sort of similar to some of the Dragon Tarots, has that multicolored thing going on. The Hermit, he's lighting up the area, but he's also walking We have movement. How cool is that? You know, my complete tarot course has movement as being important, and the hermit is moving. I have not seen a lot of hermits moving. I really like that. I really think that's special. That's special to me that the hermit is moving and the moon in the background as well. Wheel of Fortune, pretty standard. We got some astrology things going on up here. Looks like we got Libra, Scorpio, Cancer, and Venus. And then on the left, I'm not really sure what's going on. Looks like we got Scorpio again. We got double Scorpio. We have double Scorpio. We have a lot of different things going on here. Very cool, very cool. So justice, there's nobody there. Woo! What an interpretation. There's no justice. There's nobody there. There's no one there to do the justice. There's no one there to enforce the justice. And the balance is off. The balance is off. Ooh, this is going to be fun to read with. Look at these interpretations we can come up with. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, is that blood? Or, no, there's leaves. Sorry, the leaves falling off, but it just looks weird on his shirt. I think those are leaves. Huh, interesting interpretation of the Hanged Man. And death. Wow. Death is really being embraced here. Death is really being embraced here. It's almost like that she made a deal with the devil here. Made a deal with the devil, maybe for a relationship. You don't know. Temperance, the mixture of water and fire, produces infinity. I like it. The devil with his two minions there. The two minions, are they chained? Are they chained? No, they're not chained. They're not chained. But something's dripping from the green. Something's dripping from the growth. Seems like that they made a deal there. The tower, pretty traditional tower. We got some people sort of falling out. The star, that's a very temperance feel there. What is going on with that? That is extremely temperance feel there. I like it. I like the temperance feel there. The moon, extremely unusual. The crab is the giant monster crab from a horror movie. The sun, very attractive, very pretty, almost like a dragon type feel or a dragon type thing going on in there. Judgment, the rebirth. And the owl in the tree gives it an interesting perspective. And finally, the world, pretty standard. Ace of Wands, pretty standard. I do like it. Ace of Cups. I'm not sure why we have just a bunch of aces in a row, but sure. I love the colors. Ooh, look at the colors. There's no crown. There's no crown of Kether that's being penetrated. It's just the Ace of Swords. Now that is an interesting perspective. That is highly interesting perspective there, because that sort of really changes the meaning to me. Really changes the meaning. The penetration is not happening into the crown. Ace of Pentacles, I like it. All right, let's get into the meat here. The Two of Wands. Oh, the Two of Wands. What is he doing? We have some trips. We have some travel plans. It looks like he's not going. Looks like he's not going. Two of Cups. Interesting, I guess. What's going on there? I guess sort of making a potion of love. Two of Swords. Pretty standard, but wow. The normal closed body language of the Two of Swords has been abandoned, and we're now in a very open body language, very expressive Two of Swords. She doesn't care if she's blindfolded or not. She doesn't care at all. She's just sort of going on there. Two of Pentacles, the juggling is not happening. The juggling is not happening. It's interesting that her eyes are closed. So she's going to juggle this, or she's going to manage these things with blindness, with eyes closed. In a meditative position, sort of relaxed in the yoga position there. The Three of Wands. Virtue. I have no idea what's going on there. The Three of Cups. Very, very standard. I like the moon reflections. Look at this. The moon reflections sort of give it a new meaning. Give it a new meaning. That's very exciting. That's very exciting. And the Three of Swords, heartbreak, a bit of a new perspective on that. It looks like heartbreak with some legal ramifications as well, right? We have some legal ramifications, some paperwork that needs to be filled out, some things happening with the paperwork. Three of Pentacles, people doing work with spells. Looks like some spell work going on there. And the Four of Wands is, okay, what's happening here? Four of Wands. I'm really not sure. Somebody's calling them home. So instead of home, so instead of that stability, we have looking into something else, looking into something else, sort of redefining that meaning there. Four of Cups, the Lord of Blended Pleasure, pretty standard. Pretty standard. We have cups here, we have a cup there. I'm not sure if that's on the shelf or floating. I'm not really sure. That's an oddly placed cup. But we do have a lot of cups, and he's sort of bored of it. He's also bored of research. He's bored of the information. The information coming out is sort of ruining it a bit, don't you think? Don't you think? So he's had too much, way too much information, way too much reading. Four of Swords, interesting, pretty standard. It does point to maybe, what do you think? It does point to maybe a pregnancy. I mean, I'm just sort of going on a limb here, going out on a limb here, but we do have a lot of emphasis on the chakra. I do think it could be pointing towards a pregnancy. Let me know. Out on a limb, I know. Four of Pentacles. Oh, that is locked up. Wow, that is locked up. Look at how well that's locked up. The Four of Pentacles, you're not going to get it. Not only is that person hanging on to that money, you're not going to get it. That's well locked up. That's well secured. Well secured. Very, very, very concerned about security. Very concerned about where things are going or how things are moving around. Five of Wands, pretty standard except with magic. Five of Cups. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, you sort of get the idea that it's not a good card. Five of Swords, Lord of Defeat. We get the idea with that as well. But what's going on with the woman? That's interesting. So we defeated this guy, and this guy is the defeator. But I'm not sure, was the woman involved somehow? Or it just random woman on that card. I'm kind of curious what's going on. Five of Pentacles, pretty standard. Very standard, out in the cold, not really sure what to do. But that is a really large church. So you do have big opportunities to recover if you can get in there. Six of Wands. Oh, I don't know. Six of Wands, Victory. Lord of Victory and Success. Pretty standard. I'm not sure what's going on with the skull. What is happening with the skull? Is that someone that he defeated and everyone is happy about it? Six of Cups, pretty standard. Almost seems like the boy is helping mom. Boy is helping mom out. Six of Swords. Yeah. I mean, unusual. There's some riding involved, but there's like this halo involved as well. We got a lot of Photoshop action with some of these halos. Six of Pentacles. Interesting. Very interesting. So, what is she doing? So she has a bunch of pentacles and she's sort of giving them out. Is this guy in line? Is he next? Or is he just observing? That would be an interesting read. Seven of Wands. Wow, what an interesting... I would expect this as an Eight of Wands, but no. Seven of Wands, that works for me. I mean, sure. Seven of Cups. Very, very standard. Very, very standard. Seven of Swords. Oh, that is interesting. That is interesting. So that is really wild. She doesn't want you to know who she is. There's a lot of hiding involved there, right? Seven of Pentacles. Okay. The planting, the preserving, the... Okay. I'm not sure what's happening there. Eight of Wands. There we go. Straight out the window. Right out the window. Now that is going to be an interesting read because they're leaving. It's leaving. It's not just moving. It's leaving. And it could be bad. If somebody's leaving, if someone's leaving, if something is leaving, maybe money is leaving, a job opportunity is leaving, something's leaving. And I really like that. I really like that. Eight of Cups, the abandonment. Yeah, pretty much abandonment. But the cups haven't been used. How interesting is that for a reading? The cups are not used. So the cups are normally turned over, tilted over. They've been used. They've been drank from. Not here. They look very organized. You're leaving something that's very organized, something that is that was made for you almost. Eight of Swords. Okay. All right. She has the opportunity to grab a sword and cut herself free, so there's not that much restriction. But that is heavily tied. That is a lot of restrictions there. But she has the opportunity to cut through, right? 8 of Pentacles, pretty standard. I'm working on it. 9 of Wands, not really sure what's happening there. 9 of Cups, okay. I mean, very content. It's got the coffee. Everything's going on there. Kind of wondering why these people are desaturated. Are they followers? Or are they coming to attack him and he's going to defend himself with the big wands? 9 of Swords, yeah. I did have an interesting thing with this with somebody. So that is a magic trick where you lay on swords. I forgot the proper name of it. Anyway, that is an interesting concept there. You go into hypnosis, etc., and then you lay on swords. 9 of Pentacles, okay. The 9s are pretty standard. The 10s are going to be standard as well. 10 of Wands, not really. More burdened by thoughts. More burdened by thoughts. What do you think? More burdened by thoughts, not so much weight. There's not a lot of weight being burdened here. It's more thoughts. 10 of Cups, very standard. 10 of Swords, very standard. The 10 of Swords, it looks like that was unexpected. That was not expected. It was not expected at all. 10 of Pentacles, pretty standard. The tree house, I like the tree house. So now let's get into these. The Page of Wands, pretty standard. The Page of Cups, again, pretty standard with the cup with a fish, but she's in the water. So she has some investment in these emotions. She has some investment because she's knee deep in the water, right? She has some investment in these emotions. Page of Swords, very standard. Pentacles, very standard. Now let's get to the meat of the matter. The Knight of Wands, very, very active. Much, much more active. Knight of Swords would be interesting too, because he's the most active, but the Knight of Wands is extremely active. A lot of movement in that direction. Knight of Cups is almost drowning, is almost in trouble. Knight of Swords, there we go. The most action-packed one of all. Makes sense. It makes sense. And the Knight of Pentacles, pretty much standard, looking at their domain, enjoying what they have planted, the seeds. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, not much going on here. The flower is interesting. The sunflower is interesting. Could key into sun. Could key into the sun card. Queen of Cups just doesn't give a crap. Just doesn't give a crap. Just dumping the water into the pool. And it's almost making a weird looking pattern. It's almost like making a weird looking pattern that she can derive from or she can read from. I like it a lot. The artwork is astounding. Queen of Swords. That's interesting that the sword is straight up and down. It's very controlled, very strict. And the owl points to a bit of wisdom as well. But wisdom within strict communication. What do you think? Wisdom within strict communication. Queen of Pentacles. Wow, so pretty. We'll have a 4K flip through coming tonight. King of Wands, King of Cups. King of Cups is very off balance. That reminds me of the Wonderland Tarot. King of Swords. The crossing, the closed body language is interesting. A lot of book references as well. The King of Pentacles just doesn't care. King of Pentacles is hanging on to it. And very controlled environment. But he has an escape route, or he has a way in a very sort of isolated hermit type way. Anyway, that was my take on the cards. Let's check out the book. The book is astounding. I'll pause and zoom out. All right, it is a long video. I apologize. Normally my videos aren't this long, but that is a nice book. You have to admit, that is a nice book. Let's take a serious look at it and find out what is happening there. All right, The Artist. Wow. Mika Jensen's is the artist. Very, very attractive book. Tarot and Wizards. So here we have almost the divination aspect of that. Look how pretty that is. How much detail is in there. Of Tarot and Wizards. There we go. So the first chapter, 11 pages, talks about the tarot and the wizards and sort of a background. And then we have reading the cards as to chapter 2. Chapter 2 starts at page 13. And basic steps for tarot reading, reading tips. And at page 21, we start the major arcana. So for every major arcana, it looks like we get a full page graphic for that, and that is very, very pretty. That is such a nice image. Look at all the blending and everything that went on. Very nice. The Fool, the keywords reversed. That's nice that we get reversed. The meaning and advice. So you get a few paragraphs. I do like the reversed being in here. That's always a big help. So let's see. The Emperor, for example, it's time to look at the big picture. You have a finite amount of resources at your disposal. So the advice isn't the most fun card for many people. It is for me because it comes with both authority and responsibility. Interesting. So there we go. The Lovers. Now let's flip to the twos. And we have a basic twos meaning for the number twos. And then we go into the Two of Wands. We get a whole page. It's nice that we get a whole page here and here. Keywords reversed. And talks about wands in general. Having too many choices can be overwhelming, often causing paralysis. So there you have it with all of the cards. Now we go to the court cards. Let's say the pages. So we get a general definition of the pages. You can pause and read that. And now we go to isolated pages. Again, full page spread for every card. I like that. That's obviously why it's 239 pages, but whatever. The Page of Wands. So you have keywords you do not get reversed with the pages. You do not get reversed. Let's flip through to the Knights. Again, a general definition for the Knights. And you do not get reversed for the Knight of Wands or any of the Knights as well. So now let's sort of flip back and do spreads. So page 211, we start the spreads. And for spreads, we get the Celtic Cross. Single 3-card readings. Pause and read. All right. We get supporting transformation spread. Very nice, very nice. We get your best self true magic spreads. So we get a lot of spreads on here. I'm kind of startled at how many spreads you get. And the alchemical spread. And alchemical spread. And chapter 7 starts at 223. We get the magical path. And that just talks about the Fool's journey and whatnot. Love to study alchemy, etc., etc. And then the conclusion on 235. Okay, so yeah, the absolute no-brainer. You have high-quality cards. You have the most deluxe book I've seen in a long time, and it was 30% off with the coupon for Heart 20 for Valentine's Day. So I'm happy with this purchase. I think it cost me like $25 after the coupon. Absolute no-brainer. I mean, you see Kickstarter decks with 1/5 of this quality, they're going to be $50. And the fact that this was $25 after the coupon was just an absolutely no-brainer. You can join Llewellyn and get a 20% off coupon if you missed the 30% off. But anyway, yeah, great, fantastic, bright, beautiful, vibrant cards. The deluxe book, a beautiful packaging with the magnetic seal. And all of that, it's going to last you a lifetime. I may get a second deck. I like this so much. Fantastic in every possible way. 10 out of 10. Thank you for joining me. Please hit like and subscribe. And again, we'll do a 4K flip through later, and you can see